Hi, I'm Brad Vitale. I'm the meter shop foreman here at the City of Westminster in the Public Works and Utilities Department. We're at the MSC, the Municipal Services Center, and behind me is our state-of-the-art test bench in the meter shop. We use this test bench to test our commercial and small water meters to make sure they're reading accurately for our customers. Today we want to talk to you about preventing freezing pipes. Behind me is a mock meter pit, and I wanted to start at the meter pit, which is located in your yard. This is a shared responsibility between us and the customer. The city owns and maintains the meter pit, but like I said, it's located in your yard. So we do ask you to help prevent the meter from freezing. Typically, this will be buried up in the dirt in your yard, so you only see this top portion of the lid. You might see a little bit of the meter cover itself. But what we ask is that you make sure that if you ever see this lid dislodged, it's also a trip hazard, but we don't want cold air to come down into the meter pit and freeze the plumbing within the meter pit. If you suspect that that might have happened, or you can't figure out where your frozen pipes are in your home and you have no water, feel free to give utilities a call. We're at 303-658-2500. We have staff on call 24/7, 365 days a year. So how do you identify if you have frozen pipes? The most common thing is you don't have water. You might wake up in the morning after a cold night, you don't have water, or maybe you get home from work and you don't have water. The quickest and easiest thing to check is your main shutoff in the home. Often they're in the crawl space or the basement. Two examples of your shutoff valve, and really the only examples, is a ball valve, which has a lever on it. If it's perpendicular, it's off. If it's in line, it's on. The other, and this is a larger version, is a gate valve. This has a gate that goes up and down, and it's operated with a handle. It's basically a wheel, and it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, so lefty opens it. And you want to make sure that this is not in the closed position, and from there you can probably identify that you do have a frozen service. Your next question might be, what does my water pipe look like in my basement or crawl space? I have three examples on the table here. Most of the water pipe you're going to find in your home is going to be copper. It's going to be rather shiny. It's going to look just like this. It's going to come in from your foundation and 90 up and kind of spread out into your joists in the rest of your home. Some newer homes have what they call PEX, or a poly type of pipe. Some are simply blue. Some have blue lines and red lines for the hot water side, and they would look just like this. What we have found that some residents think is their water line, which it isn't, is black iron pipe, which is a little bit larger, and as you can tell, it looks metal. This would be for your gas lines. We have found people that think this is their water line and they're heating this up, which is extremely dangerous, so make sure you are not attempting to heat up and unthaw your gas pipeline. So once you've identified that you have a frozen service and you know what the water pipe looks like within your home, you have to find the spot where it's frozen. Often this happens at the foundation where your water line comes into the basement or crawl space, right in the concrete. It's going to happen in exterior walls. Any service line that's not in an insulated service, something close to a window that has a bad draft, a faucet on an exterior wall, and you might need to open up your cupboard doors to make sure that warm air can get in there and thaw those pipes. And the big thing to do is not necessarily go feeling around for it. If it's extremely cold, we don't want you to do the triple dog dare of grabbing a frozen pipe and getting your hand stuck to it. So try to find what specific faucet is not working, or if it's the whole home, it might be just beyond the main shutoff where it comes into the basement or crawl space. Once you've identified the area of the freeze, you want to start the thawing process. The easiest thing to use, the most common household item, is a hairdryer. I didn't bring my beard hair dryer for this example. I left it at home, but if you do have a hairdryer at home, go ahead and apply that to the area that's frozen. You'll typically see frost, and it's safe to use on poly. Just don't get it too close. Warm it around the area. Typically you'll hear the moisture and the water start to move, and keep the faucet open of whatever specific area you're doing. And if it's the whole house, you might open a faucet up in the kitchen just so you know when the water starts flowing. We don't recommend that you use an open flame, especially if you're not experienced with a torch. You don't want to unsolder a joint or an end on a piece of pipe. You don't want to melt the poly lines. And if you're accidentally trying to thaw the wrong line, like your gas line, an open flame could be extremely dangerous. So the best thing to do is prevent frozen pipes from ever happening. The easiest way to do that is to insulate the pipes within your home. This is something you can buy at your local hardware store. It's just simple foam rubber that wraps over the pipe and insulates it and protects it from freezing. There's various types. This is good for long straight runs, and then they also sell some rolls of some shorter pieces where you can wrap the ends or bends of the pipe, and you can even cut this as you need to make it go around 90-degree bends and joints. In extreme situations where you have something close to an exterior wall, especially something that's not insulated, they sell what's called heat tape. This plugs into an outlet so you can run an extension cord, and it simply wraps around the pipe, and it plugs into the wall, and it generates a low amount of heat that keeps it from freezing. So you would wrap it wherever the risk is and plug it in. Again, it's not something you'd want to use all the time, but if you have frozen pipes in the past and it's going to be extremely cold night, this might be something that you would purchase. A couple other methods. You might see signs out in apartment buildings or complexes where they say leave a faucet open, so those are good instances to let a faucet drip all night. And you might also open your cupboard doors underneath a sink in a bathroom, a sink in your kitchen on your exterior wall, because that'll allow that heat to get in there and keep that pipe from freezing. Thank you, and we hope that this helped you prevent freezing pipes in your home and also help you resolve issues. For more information, please visit our website. Oh, sorry. He's like, I'm already talking. All right.